Hello, fellow YouTubers. As you remember from my last video, I covered Mortis, I covered Alger and Rigor Mortis, and today I'm going to cover Liver Mortis. I'm going to do putrefaction, decomposition, and skeletonization for you guys. Enjoy. Well, thanks, guy who looks just like me. So first off, liver mortis, which you can kind of think of it like as a continuation of palomortis. Like palomortis is just draining from the skin to the core more. Liver mortis is draining toward whatever side is facing. It's draining with gravity, basically. I have a picture I'm going to show you guys, but I'm not sure how to get my voice to continue through to the picture, so I'll just show it to you, and then we'll talk about it later. Wasn't that a little bit gruesome? Anyway, liver mortis, its peak is around like 6 to 12 hours, and that was the picture you saw. In that, the corpse was lying on its back, and the blood was pooling downward. In police investigations, they can use it to investigate, because like if they find a body that it's facing down, but the blood is pooled on the back, they can tell that it was either killed, the person was killed facing upward, or faced upward for a long time after its death. Moving on. Anyway, putrefaction is up next. That's where the body goes from like a body to like a rotting, liquefied corpse. It can be anywhere. It can take up to anywhere from like 4 weeks. Is the normal time, but it really depends on where you are. Like if you die like in a tropical climate with lots of insect and animal activity, you might be liquefied within like a week or two. But like if you die climbing Mount Everest, you're probably gonna just freeze and stay there forever. Anyway. As part of the process, actually your nails fall off, which is interesting. And then you begin to bloat as your organs begin to break down. They release gas, so you just bloat and bloat. Anyway, eventually you kind of explode. Usually the abdominal cavity just kind of bursts. Anyway, yeah, everything just begins to liquefy. It's before decomposition. Like, decomposition is the transition from that liquefied state, like the flesh is kind of liquidy but still on there, to just skeletons. So decomposition occurs in 2 stages: active decay and advanced decay. Active decay is when you lose the most flesh, and you go from your bloated stage, where it's all puffy, and after it bursts. Active decay is usually where there's the highest insect activity, like maggots and stuff like that. And then there's advanced decay, which is there's much less insect activity. Interestingly enough, there's usually vegetation death, like around where you are. Although this doesn't happen as much like in cemeteries and stuff, because humans, we like to bury our people in caskets that almost never decay. So this is all happening inside of the casket, but if you were just buried just like in the soil, like with no barrier, there'd actually be vegetation death, because there is a change in pH to the soil and a dramatic increase in nitrogen into the soil around your body, because you're releasing that into the soil. And finally, we have skeletonization. It's basically turning from a skeleton, a partial skeleton where bones are starting to be exposed, to the total disintegration of the body. This process takes shorter than I thought it would be. And it depends on where you're buried. Like if you're buried in a more fertile soil, it actually has acids in it that might dissolve you in like 20 or 30 years. But like if you're buried in neutral soil, or if you have or if you're in a casket, which is a neutral pH level, your body will exist for hundreds of years, which is interesting. Hey, thanks for watching. If you're interested in more, I'll post a few links in the description, as well as the link to my previous video.